Let's see. That's not what's showing on there. Restart capture. Oh, come on. What's happening here?
I hate trackpads.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why. It's on the other screen. Do it anyway.
Do you need me to bring my laptop at some point?
Maybe. Let's see. Maybe this will do it. Nope, not that one. Discord. There we go. There we go. Is that working? All right. Well, I can't see the both things at the same time. If nothing else, I'll have the audio for YouTube. All right. Here we go. Here is your first little look at Strixhaven. So, in a small corner of the outer plains lies the small world of Arcavios. While the world is sparsely inhabited and by mostly primitive tribal peoples, those of the multiverse privileged enough to know of its existence know it as the home of the foremost magical university in history. Nestled in a collection of various ecosystems lies a sophisticated melting pot society where individuals from across the plains come to study the secrets of magic and contribute to humanity's ever-expanding knowledge of what is possible through magical and magical means. At the epicenter of Strixhaven campus sits the legendary Biblioplex, which houses the most complete collection of literature in the known multiverse, surpassing even the great Candlekeep. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
I know that's heresy.
It is, but that's all right. I'll survive.
Surrounding the main campus are the 5 colleges of Strixhaven, each pioneered by one of the 5 founder dragons who created the great school nearly 3 millennia ago. The colleges of Lorehold, Prismari, Quandrix, Silverquill, and Witherbloom each focus on a philosophical ideology embracing the tension of extremes. The year is 2849 according to the Draconic calendar, and I'm telling you that, by me telling you that, I would note that that is not irrelevant. Okay. The year is 2849 according to the Draconic calendar. And today is the day that one by one you are teleported from your respective locations to arrive on a bright sunny morning on the steps leading up to the grand Biblioplex itself. Before you stands a gigantic, stately building covered in windows facing all directions and reflecting the light of a yellow sun. Large floating boulders sit motionless in the sky, suspended in space, forming a perfect arch over the Biblioplex itself. The campus is bustling with cloaked students of races that span the gamut of animal and alien physiologies, moving with intent, carrying books, scrolls, and magical paraphernalia. You see staffs, staves, wands. You see small familiars. You see animals following behind, some being ridden. When you arrive, and you'll arrive here one by one, a gaggle of 40 or so students stand awkwardly waiting to be provided directions. This is clearly the incoming freshman class, and amidst the throng of faces, you see some that are familiar to you. Arriving first on the scene is Indigo Mountain Twirl. Do you want to tell us a little bit about what Indigo looks like and what it looks like when you arrive on site?
Well, I got really big curly hair. I'm super fit.
Goes without
about
saying.
20 years
Body,
old.
tin, face, tin.
And
Shelby and Brian, you're muted just in case you're making commentary. Okay.
keep it that way. And
know you guys don't remember what it's like to play D&D with me, but 85% of the commentary I have is not appropriate, so it's actually really helpful.
I am on mute on purpose.
And I'm gonna go on up to my familiar face over there, Mr. Ollie with his white hair.
Okay. Over in the top right corner, you see a white-haired boy with blue feathers coming out of his temples, bright, shining blue eyes. He's talking with a couple of other people. You see a blue dragonborn dressed in Mennonite-style garb, very conservative. You see a young black woman with a big, beautiful afro of hair, surrounded by 4 pixies that kind of are sitting in pockets and on her shoulder, and a couple of other people. As you make eye contact with Olivan, you pass 2 figures right there in the center
Not see at first.
that are glaring at you with a mixture of anger, disappointment, surprise, and are clearly whispering to one another as you walk past. Ollie runs up to you. You see he has a prosthetic leg from the knee down on, I think, his left side. And he comes up to you, big grin on his face. He says, Miss Mountain Twirl, you're here. We made it.
We did make it, but you can call me Indigo.
Oh, well, great. Wow, can you believe this place? This is incredible.
No, I can't believe it. I especially can't believe how many people are here.
Yeah, I don't know if I knew what to expect, but there's a lot of people that are, I guess they're all studying magic like us.
Yeah. Would Ollie recognize either of those people?
He would recognize Javi for sure, and he would lean in and be like, so, I mean, we haven't really seen him since that night. I mean,
what do you think he's doing here?
I mean, is he here to take classes too?
I would be surprised. It doesn't seem like him, but I'm sure he could learn a lot.
I mean, isn't he just really bad at what he does?
like dangerously bad.
As you look at them, Javi, the Owlborn, you see this Owlborn male. He's human size. He's got wings, but he's got kind of humanish hands. He's dressed very Indiana Jones, so you can't see it in that picture, but he's got the fedora on. He's got a whip on his hip, the kind of white button-down shirt with a dark brown jacket over it. I mean, full-blown Indiana Jones. And he's kind of flipping this gold coin in his hands as he's looking at you. Do you want to take a good look at him? Like, do you want to acknowledge him at all? Not acknowledge him, but do you want to...
I need to remember something.
Okay. The other guy, the kind of geeky, small, kind of thin, pulls out this, what looks like a notepad with like 3 pages to it, but they look really heavy. And he's got a piece of chalk, and he's not really paying you a lot of attention anymore, but he's scribbling something on the pad.
This guy?
Yeah.
Okay. What do I owe them again?
There was the necklace.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. While you're thinking about that...
I'll look at the owl guy.
Okay. I won't actually have you make a perception check because it will be very obvious. He looks very different from the last time that you saw him. He was young and vibrant and charismatic. You see a kind of darkness in his eyes that's not emotional, something physical. And for however it's possible, he's got kind of dark circles under his eyes. His feathers look a little unkept, a little more frayed. He just doesn't look quite as put together or as strong as you remember.
Man, Ollie, I feel kind of bad. He kind of left. Gosh, his name keeps escaping me.
Javanesh
Javi.
Stoutclaw.
Is that the
Not
owl's
the
name?
greatest
That's the owl's
condition
name.
the last
That
time
is
I
a
saw
good-
him. So I'm really surprised to see him here.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably something you're going to have to figure out before too long.
Yeah.
Just to be clear, this conversation is happening up in that upper right corner.
Let's say that Ollie left the conversation.
Okay.
And y'all are talking kind of just between yourselves.
Okay.
So somewhere outside of this
Okay.
group.
She's not on the map though, right?
Indigo is not on the map. No, these are just the other NPCs that you see standing around.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't have your characters on here, but as you arrive, we'll
Okay,
manipulate
okay.
this. This was more of a reference than anything else. Very quickly behind you, as you're even having this conversation, another character teleports to the field, and it is a fairy. Stephanie, would you like to tell us about Delta?
Yeah. Delta. You can call me Del. Deli. She's 1,000% overwhelmed. She's a cute little petite thing. She has beautiful red, fiery, long hair. She's pretty mousy. She's pretty quiet. But you can tell she's got a big personality because the hair. It's always about the hair. But she comes from a small little village and is not used to the size of the crowd here. So she makes eye contact with Zinmora and it goes directly over to her. Notices out of the corner of her eye, though, that Bracken is looking at her, but she ignores Bracken and goes directly to Zin.
Okay. So, let's break this down here real quick. Zinmoira is this young woman right here, the African-American woman with the pixies all around her. One of the pixies actually notices you first. And starts to rile up, and you see the four of them just kind of suddenly start to pop up and get a little excited. They kind of notice you even before Zinmoira does. As you are flying towards them, because again we forgot to mention you're a fairy.
I'm a fairy. I fly.
So you have wings on. And as you notice out of a corner of eye, you see another fairy, a male fairy over here on the left. Who this again is not to scale. He has not noticed you yet. You will notice that the biggest group of people is surrounding what appears to be this bearish looking dude right here. He's a bugbear, which being from the Feywild you would recognize is a normal. He's normally from there. He has a kind of a big bearish type features, long kind of gorilla-like arms, but a face that is smiling, is kind of handsome in its own way. Hair that's actually styled. He's got kind of the Thing from the Fantastic Four, like he's only wearing half pants, or like the Incredible Hulk. That's kind of what it is. A couple of you would know who this is. You would probably know who this is. Ovi probably would know who this is. Macklin would know who this is.
Okay.
Garrett might. And Brian, I'll let you kind of decide how much your character keeps up with sports.
Oh, no.
Okay? This is the legendary Mage Tower superstar that goes by the one-word name Bank.
Yeah.
Of course he is.
He is famous in the right circles. Mage Tower is not a game that is played just anywhere. It's basically a magical capture the flag, if in the simplest possible terms. There's more around that. Strixhaven has one of the foremost Mage Tower arenas in the multiverse. State of the art. And Bank has kind of been this young superstar that has just risen to prominence. For those of you that would travel in, consider Mage Tower like the Kentucky Derby. It's a very highbrow kind of sport.
Got it.
All right, so the normal populace is probably not hearing much about this, but in your bigger populace. All right. So this group of characters, you see this purple-haired girl, tiefling here. You see an elephant guy here, and a gaggle of other young starstruck students that are surrounding. All of them are paying him attention. So Bracken has not seen you. But as you fly over to Zen Moira, she comes up to you and kind of steps aside. And given your disparate heights, what would be a way that she could show you affection? Because a hug really isn't practical.
We do a high five, but she gives me her finger and I do a hand.
Okay, so she reaches out to you, and all like the pixies kind of pair up and do high fives around you all.
Yeah.
And she looks at you with this just face of relief. She's as overwhelmed by all that is going on as you are.
Great. Zen, this is not like our garden.
No, it's really not. This is a little overwhelming.
How long have you been here?
I just got here maybe a minute or two ago and just trying to introduce myself, but there's just a lot of people here. I didn't know what this was all about.
So she's with those two people right there, right?
Yeah, with that group of 5. So the gray are just NPCs that don't have names.
That's great. Okay.
All right.
Did I interrupt her talking to anyone?
It was small talk, and they don't look offended that she left.
So I introduce myself. I say, "Hi, I'm Delta."
So let's say that Ollivan has stepped off there. So you see this Dragonborn girl and a couple others. They kind of politely kind of respond back. The Dragonborn is the first to step up. You see her kind of square her shoulders, and she has her hands kind of folded, properly, primly, kind of in front of her. But you see this look of strength on her face, and she's like, "Hello, my name is Jack C. Dardendrian. It's a pleasure to meet you. I wish that they had provided us a few more details about our arrival. I'm assuming someone is going to meet us. Were you provided any details?"
No, I have no idea what's going on. I saw my friend, and here I am. So it's obviously my first day, your first day too?
Yes. And she kind of raises her voice. She's like, "Does anyone have any directions about what we're supposed to do next?" Nobody, only a couple of people kind of very awkwardly kind of look over in her direction, and just nobody really responds. She's like, "Okay, well, first impressions. I guess they've been around for a while. I guess that they've got that going for them. But I'm sure someone will come find us. I mean, they didn't go to all this work for nothing, right?"
So Delta, nods her head and then kind of motions to get Zen by herself for a minute. Zen, did you see Bracken talking to Banks over there? How do you think they know each other?
Well, I mean, he's the prince. I know, surely he's
like,
probably had, an introduction before. I mean, I don't know. Does he?
I don't know. He didn't tell me anything the other night.
Well, he was gone for so long. I mean, do you think that they even?
I don't know. Do you think everyone else knows that here though?
Well, I don't know. It's probably his to tell.
She looks back over at Bracken again and see if he's still engulfed in Banks.
Are you trying to get his attention?
I just want to make eye contact with him.
Okay, make a just roll a d20 for me.
Okay. 10.
Okay. He doesn't see you.
Okay.
Not yet. There are a lot of people around. Let's continue on, because then this is happening like every 60 seconds.
Great.
This is happening.
Move
So
on.
next on the scene is Aviators himself, Macklin Grubar.
All right, so Macklin shows up, just immaculately dressed, kind of like big first day of school energy. Like he has a big duster and like a lot of leather, but not in a weird way. Don't be weird. He has like a bandolier of like trinkets, like a duster, but it's like starch pressed, and he has like in a bag of accoutrements like the pencils and everything you would bring to like a normal first day of class. Like if you just got like the list at Kmart, like give your kid all this, he has every single piece of that on him, with him, in a bag. And he comes from wealth. His parents are kind of in the political scene, so all these people don't really spook him. It kind of reminds him of like balls and things that he's not very comfortable at, but has done hundreds of times before. But unfortunately for him, the only person he recognizes in this gaggle of people is his least favorite, ritzy, spoiled brat. His parents are friends with Macklin's parents. He's the elephant on the left of the screen named Rampart. So he will begrudgingly walk towards him and introduce himself and say, "Hey, made it. How are you, Rampart?"
So as soon as Rampart sees you, you get the sense, like in the split second that you can kind of see this group of people there, he's hard to miss, right? He's giant, really tubby. He has, ear piercings all up and down his huge ears, a septum piercing in his trunk. His clothes just don't fit right. It's like they're a little too tight here and a little too loose here, and like you're popping buttons, all that kind of stuff. But as soon as he sees you, he parts the seas of people, and all but just demands to kind of lumber his way through. He's going to go, "Oh, Macklin, you have finally arrived. I do not know why you have taken so long. I had to wait and introduce myself. You have seen, of course, that the great bank is here. Surely I can introduce you."
Of course, Rampart.
Come. Bank, Mr. Bank, please, I must introduce you to my friend, my best friend. This man saved my life at one point in time. This is Macklin Grubar of the Grubar family. His parents for the most wonderful parties. Surely you must come to his party. We must, of course, invite him next time.
Of course.
Surely. Bank, the bugbear, it's full on jock nod, like, "Hey."
And I just awkwardly extend a hand, like Mac.
His arm is like strangely long. It's like an arm and a half, and so it kind of comes up from his knee, and he shakes you, firm, double shake. Just he's a little bit of celebrity. It's just like, "Hey, welcome. It's nice to meet you, I'm Bank."
Macklin. To clarify, you look human.
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
Just white dude.
Okay.
With a mullet.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Thank you.
Like the least magical looking guy at this entire party.
Fair. Okay.
So, Rampart, what are we doing here? Is this orientation?
Well, I'm sure that I'm waiting to get us presented to whatever we are going to next. I've heard that the Chancellor himself will be addressing us this morning.
Yeah, that sounds like what should happen, right? Yeah.
Yes. I have summoned all of my servants to try and find us refreshments, but I cannot find them anywhere.
You brought your servants here?
Well, he has. You remember? I don't know if you remember. He has a bag of marbles that he can throw down and summon servants to help him.
Little pocket servants.
Yeah. That he uses liberally.
Some people come from privilege, clearly.
So Ovi might know who this is. You're the only one. The Souvij family, Soovij, is a prominent family, but kind of from the far east. They're like oil barons, like the equivalent of his dad is actually the Maharaja of where they are. He is the crown prince. His official title is Maharaj Kumar, and so he wears that proudly. But he is royalty in his own right.
Okay.
You probably have never met him,
Sure.
but the reputation would precede. Again, Ovi hasn't shown up yet, but you begin to piece all that together.
Okay, thank you.
Next to arrive on the scene is Hattie. Hallie. Did I get that wrong?
Wow.
No, it's Hattie.
It is Hattie. Yep.
I forgot that was my name for a second. Me present. Mary present. All right. So I'm gonna fly straight up to Bracken and grab his arm and start pulling him to this southeast edge of that group.
Okay. Stephanie, I need you to make a perception check. Are you trying to be stealthy or do you care? Shelby?
I do not give a fuck.
Okay, so I won't even need to make you roll. You see this happen. You see another fairy with short red hair. Actually, Shelby, describe Hattie to us real quick.
She's a fairy with short red hair.
Who looks shockingly like, I mean, one might even say identical to
Weird.
another fairy who is present.
She's very like earthy looking, like she's got a no-nonsense outfit on. She could go forage for something or shoot something right now. She's not putting on any airs.
She also has a badass bow around her
That's true.
with a skull on it.
Damn.
Correct.
You see not only her arrive, but her make a beeline to Bracken. I'm also going to say, you notice out of the corner of your eye, since you're on this other side, I'm going to get back to Shelby here in a second. You see another student arrive out of the corner of your eye, human, like dark oak-colored hair, really simple robes, like very poor robes, like burlap-y kind of robes. He pops up right next to you, looks around, somewhat confused and terrified, and then takes off.
Oh. Do I know who that person is?
Make a perception check.
14. What do I add to that?
Whatever your perception is.
Yeah, I get that. Hold on. Oh, plus 7. 14 plus 7.
Yes, it looks like virtually identical to this guy right here.
Pete wins. I'm like, okay.
Fallout Boy.
Yeah.
All right, let's get back to Shelby. So
okay.
Hattie, you make a beeline for Bracken. He sees you coming. It's your turn. What do you want to do?
Do you see who that is? Down there, wearing pink on Wednesdays. Do you see that girl with the dark hair?
Oh, shit. Oh, my God, shit. That's her.
Is that who I think it is?
Yeah. They are.
All right, Jimmy, I'm going to cast Firebolt. I'm going to step out into that open space. I'm casting Firebolt.
Okay, so you are talking about this halfling young girl right here.
The creepiest thing on this freaking
creepiest
whole picture.
Thing.
She really showed up in the printout.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Roll initiative.
Okay.
Fuck.
17.
Oh boy, this is going to be hard to do and keep this on the screen for you guys. Let's see.
So we
Give
can
me-
come
give-
back to that.
Okay. Let me take, if I can I take the stop sharing screen for just a second?
Yeah.
Because we don't need a battle map for this, and I just need to get access to my characters here for just a second.
Is this Beyonce? Looks very much like Beyonce.
It's an AI. It's an AI Beyonce.
Beyonce.
What'd you get for initiative?
She play D&D?
17.
I mean, she's playing.
How much?
now, so-
Yeah.
17.
17.
Wow. Okay.
Firebolt right out of the gate.
Yeah.
I am not surprised.
Did you see that?
What's your dexterity? Because she also rolled a 17.
Like from Innocence.
Oh, I'm Helen.
Is that higher than 2?
Noted.
My dex is a +5.
Okay, so you get to go first. You roll an attack.
I'm casting Firebolt.
Yep. So roll an attack. You have to make an attack roll against her, right?
Yep.
For Firebolt?
I don't think so.
It might be a dex save, but I could pull it up.
Let's pull up spells. Yay. Is it under your actions?
Yep.
Yeah, it's just that my spinning wheel of death has arrived.
Okay. Firebolt.
Yep. Attack roll.
It's an attack roll.
Oh, Okay. 11.
11 to hit.
Yeah.
11 misses.
Yeah, of course it does.
She turns around and looks at you. She gets the most gleefully evil look on her face as she sees both you and Bracken. You see her kind of smile. She throws her hands out like this, and you see blood start to drip off the end of her fingers. And she looks at you, and it's that she's actually going to hold her attack, or she's not going to respond to you, but she is going to look. You see her. Basically, if something hits her, she's going to retaliate, but you missed her, and so she's gonna wait and see what you do.
She's bleeding herself and just choosing to chill.
Did we get a name on this one yet?
You haven't gotten a name on this yet.
Okay.
I don't want it.
Yeah.
Don't say it 3 times.
Following your firebolt, Bracken flies into action, flies towards her, and you see him basically cut his forearm, and this spray of purple something flies out, and I'm going to see if it hits her. It also misses her. God, natural 3. That's terrible.
God. Okay.
I'm going to say she actually does some kind of backflippy something. You see this swirl of just blood drops kind of go around her, and you hear the witchy cackle, like as if you are playing a game.
This fucking bitch.
You watch 2 older students who are coming out of the biblioplex look over and they look at you both and they're like, knock it off, and just keep walking down, completely unperturbed by whatever is happening between you all right now. It is your turn again.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot her with the bow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Murder on
Yep.
second one. Just do it.
I feel like I'm too close to this.
Yeah, just start backing.
If anyone else this is, go ahead. You're gonna go with her
12.
to hit.
Yeah.
No, 12 misses.
Girl.
My friends bought me some dice for Christmas, and they are apparently really shitty.
Gotta break them in. Go sleep with them under your pillow and whatnot.
Macklin would
Having
like
a
to pull his
dum-dum.
pistol out and just fire a shot into
Okay.
the sky. Like, hey!
A desk pop, if you will.
You hear again. Firearms are not common almost anywhere. This is a very strange thing. So this sound is loud and it's not magical for some reason.
Rude, but yeah.
It is. It's loud, but it's not magical.
Yep.
That's fair, right?
Correct.
You're from Mississippi.
So the little halfling girl, you see her just begin to loop back around other creatures. Kind of, she's running, but kind of skipping, like schoolgirl skipping as she goes. You see a couple of feathers start to just fall out of her hair. Dark black raven feathers.
She's a fucking bird.
Bracken grabs your arm for his turn, and looks at you, and he's like, maybe, hang on. Maybe now's not the right time to deal with this. Just hang tight.
No.
It's your turn.
Is it great, thanks.
Okay.
How close is she to anybody else in her little demonic skipping thing?
Very close. She's behind a group of people.
Okay.
Did this lady murder your family or something?
I don't know, Brian, did she? Damn. I'm just gonna shoot her again. Yeah.
All right, so you'll need to either go high or go around to get eyes on her.
Fine.
You want to go
I'll do that.
up or around?
I'll go up because I'm a fairy and I'm going to use the shit out of that.
Okay.
Yeah. Do it.
Oh, 26, baby.
That-
Let's go.
That hits.
Okay.
Kill shot.
2 pyramids ass to ass. There we go. All right.
That's one way to do it.
10.
Okay, 10 points of damage. You hit her and she starts to bleed from where the arrow pierced her. Anything else you want to do?
There's no staff coming.
Apparently.
I'm just
Welcome
gonna
to Strixhaven.
yell "fuck you." That's my bonus action.
Okay. She looks at you, and now that she has officially been hit, she's going to get a swirl, kind of a ball of blood, from like each of her fingertips. It's starting to coalesce in the center of her hand, and she's going to launch it at you.
Just a blood ball.
Yeah, there's a water
Blood
balloon
ball
of
for a
blood.
21 to hit.
That ought to do it, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Does that hit?
Armor class 30.
16 points of necrotic damage as the blood hits you. Douses you in this foul, irony smelling blood. And she's going to keep skipping and kind of run over to the other set of people that are all... there's some attention on you both now.
Is there? Interesting.
Took a minute.
Bracken tries to get you to stop again. It's like, seriously, no. This is not the time. Like, seriously, we can do this later.
I'd like to imbue a rubber duck I pull out of my pocket, and I just kind of nondescriptly set it on the ground, but I would like it to make the sound of Yelvin Davo yelling, the next attack placed will get that student expelled, like booming, and then I
Okay.
just kind of like walk away, like I don't know what that duck is. That's great.
Make a deception check.
I doubt I'm good at that.
And Shelby, make a insight check to contest that.
I got a 13.
13?
16.
Okay. So you hear this voice come. You can't figure out quickly where it's coming from, but it is an older voice, commanding voice. You were able to realize very quickly that's not a real person.
Okay.
It's your turn again.
Great. I'd like to shoot her again.
Okay.
13.
13 misses. You start to see some of the other students start to intervene. You see the purple-haired girl that you saw, the tiefling in there, the girl is now hiding behind. Just put her hands up, and you see kind of this shimmering shield and just this look of confusion on her face at what you're doing. Behind you actually there's a fairly tall, dark red skin tiefling. All he's wearing is kind of a vest and some Aladdin-style pants, dreadlocks that are maybe not kept super great. He's currently smoking. Let me, if you want,
Kid alert.
I can show you all some... I'll tell you who I'm talking about here quickly.
What's he smoking?
It's probably, it's cheap
Peyote.
tobacco. This guy, here in the bottom left, is the one that kind of comes up to you. He has strapped to his back this enormous hammer that looks like it's made of kind of melted steel. And and flicks his cigarette, and he's like, that's enough. And this girl here, this purple-haired girl, is the one that's kind of standing between you and the girl right now. The girl behind, the girl you're fighting, the little halfling girl, looks, kind of peeks around this purple-haired tiefling and just smiles at you. You can see that she's like ready to keep playing if you're ready to keep playing, but like this just doesn't seem super important to her. What would you like to do? You get maybe 1 or 2 more turns before the next person arrives, and we'll either pause or de-escalate. You tell me. Pause, kill, or de-escalate.
I would like to cast invisibility on myself.
All right, you do so. Are you gonna move?
Yeah, I want to move right behind the girl, and I want to whisper in her ear, "You're a little bitch."
Make an intimidation check.
Why shouldn't he do?
That ought to do it, yeah.
16.
Great. They'll see what she does. She does not retaliate. Let's pause here. And in the midst of all of this excitement, the next student shows up, which is Ovi.
So
let's just paint this picture. You have shown up.
Yeah.
Everyone is clearly very focused on something. I'm going to say you show up right before she turns invisible. Okay. So you see this blood-drenched fairy in the air with a notched arrow, another fairy, male fairy, behind her, kind of pleading with her to stop, a red-skinned tiefling facing off against her, a purple-skinned tiefling with the shield up, and a whole bunch of people that are all just like trying to figure out what the hell's going on.
Ovi is going to still be very excited and take most of that in stride. He is a sort of young, twinky, 5'9" dude who is half hair for his height. He does look very human, very sort of Greek, something Mediterranean, dark skin. But he's got brilliant lavender eyes, which kind of suggests he's not a human. And just immediately like, well, shut up, because everything is big and beautiful, and then sees all of this happen, and it just is going to kind of step back and take notes, but very entertained by bloody elves and disappearing fairies with bows drawn. It's good entertainment.
While no one has really acknowledged you, do you say all that out loud? Like, shut up.
Oh, well, he at first, and then stopped. Yeah.
Okay. This woman right here, she is, wow. She is a piece of work. I'm gonna try to make her a little bit bigger just so you all can see a little bit of what she looks like. She is dressed like a pirate. I mean, she's got this kind of bustier on, this long torn skirt. She has a peg leg.
Yes.
And she's missing the opposite arm, but she has this kind of floating mage hand that just operates as if her arm were there. She has a staff in one hand. She has kind of this necklace of bones. Her hair's just done up in this rat's nest, kind of hastily done bun. And when she speaks to you, doesn't look at you, but just when you go in and just like, shut up, look at this place. She's like, it's pretty amazing, isn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And
Ovi, Promenade, nice to meet you.
Right. Her chin is very proudly in the air, like looking around like this has just been very trivial. Whatever is happening is just very trivial to her.
Okay.
And she says, I'm Caraway Savarax.
Caraway, nice to meet you. I take it you're a new student here as well.
Well, better late than never.
Sure. I'm going to glance around and absolutely clock Jaxie, of course, and telepathically just communicate, welcome, I'm sure you will go far with your drive. But probably there's going to be an underscore of sarcasm to that. But and then I'm going to also clock...
In your mind back,
Yeah.
Is this message or is this telepathy? Can she respond to you?
She can.
Okay.
It is telepathy, but she can respond.
You just see her kind of like nod, like past is the past. Here we are.
Good.
Just had the sense of it's a new day. She's like, well, I hope that some order can be restored. I don't know what this ridiculousness is. I wish somebody of authority would come and meet us, but all in due time.
I nod.
It's good to see you, Obi.
Good. And because I'm all the way, I'm assuming on the other side of the court, but then
Sure.
I'm going to start like inching my way over to my awkward friend here with the pigtails.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You see her, she is kind of giving herself some space between what is going on.
Sure.
She has that same kind of attitude. You can your insight's
Yeah.
so high. She's just like, what the hell? Like, all of everything that whatever's happening, whatever excitement is happening, is just so beneath her. Like, you know that she is here to study
Yeah.
and to answer some very specific questions. And
Right.
you see that a big book under her arm that's similar to the one you would have seen before. Glasses kind of slide into the end of her nose. Pink, like a bad green hair dye job and two pigtails. Very Hermione Granger energy, right?
It crossed with Luna Lovegood. Yeah.
Across the Luna Lab.
Yeah. Hey, you're not going to believe it. I came too. I'm sure we're not even going to have the same glasses, but I cannot wait to see what you're going to do here.
It's this is where we're going to find answers. We're finally going to get answers.
Well,
Obi.
you're going to get answers because you're the big student. I'm going to just start learning how to ask questions, probably.
Well, that sounds like an indecisive way to start, but I guess that's you got to start somewhere. But I'm sure you'll catch up.
Sure. What did I miss? What was all of this?
So I think the halfling girl with bloody fingers is made the now wherever the fairy girl went made her mad. I'm not sure completely why. I think they're trying to literally fight to the death right now. I'm assuming we're going to start this orientation at some point, but they're trying to kill each other.
Fascinating.
Yeah. I'm just, maybe it's just better if we have fewer students. Maybe that'd give us more time with the TAs and the teachers. I don't know.
Well, I guess we'll see how it plays out.
I don't care.
Oh, you should always care about the drama.
No. That is why nobody finds answers to things.
Well, I'll pay attention for you, and then I'll leave because I know she's probably her social battery's dropped by this point. So.
Yeah. She's just like sitting on the steps like, okay, whatever the hell's going on.
Good.
In the interest of
Yep.
time, let's go ahead and let Garrett show up, and then we can move some things along. Last but not least, our gnomish friend shows up. Tell us a little bit about Garrett.
Garrett is a halfling. He is pretty unassuming, brown hair, blue eyes, common attire. He pops up out of nowhere and is kind of just like trying to take it all in and is a little confused about just like where he is and is just kind of like in shock for a second. Is all the fighting and chaos kind of calmed down now?
It's paused for now. You actually walk in. You clearly can sense that something just happened, but it's not super obvious what it is. But you do hear people kind of whispering excitedly to one another in various groups around you.
Garrett just kind of sits back and like looks at the crowd and tries to like see if he knows anyone in the crowd
Okay.
and see if he recognizes any faces. And
Do you
then
want?
think he comes
I will let
off
you
the
say the group is small enough that kind of a short look around, you could probably find some faces you know. What I will tell you is this blonde girl down here clocks you almost immediately and has not stopped staring at you. Human girl, plain clothes, kind of simple blonde hair. The look on her face is
Sexual?
make an insight check.
Oh, okay.
It is definitely not sexual
Okay.
in any way.
Okay. Sorry.
And I am a blessed deed.
21.
21. You get the sense this girl knows you. Like, recognizes you, not only just knows you, but
No, we don't do it.
knows who you are, knows that you're here and we're supposed to be here.
Do I recognize her?
No, you don't.
Oh.
Okay.
You are not super close to her, though. I'm going to say you're probably 15 or so feet away from her, and there's tons of people around.
Okay. I'm going to just kind of like take a mental note of that, but not do anything about it and pretend like I just didn't notice, and I'm just going to kind of walk the other way and just kind of like mosey, just like, just generally looking around, seeing people. Do I see Jordy?
Yeah, you do.
Then I see my friend Jordy. I'm gonna kind of like beeline over to him and really kind of be like,
Okay.
like very expressively be like, oh yeah, like, hey, my guy.
Yeah.
As I walk over towards him.
So you see him kind of, he's by himself. You see that he was clearly trying to get some kind of cover from whatever was happening. You see that he's a little shaken, he's a little shaky, but as soon as he sees you, it's this look of relief just comes over his face. He's like, "Oh, Garrett, thank God you're here. I don't recognize nobody here, and man, is it good to see you. Are you okay?"
Oh boy, man, it's been a trip since I saw you last, but it's so good to see you. I'd slap him on the shoulder and just like very loudly, just like, great to see you, buddy.
So,
slaps
just
and high
a
fives.
little what happened between when we left and here. Mikas was not interested in Jordy staying with you all and made Jordy go find somewhere else to stay. You haven't really seen him since that time. It wasn't like, get the hell out of here. Like y'all could have had probably a farewell and you might have known where he was staying, but by and large you didn't have really any interaction until this moment, okay?
Okay.
It's like, oh man, I'm so glad you're here. You have no idea. This girl with bloody fingers just like attacked. No, I think this fairy girl attacked her first with like this fire out of her hands, and then she was firing bows and arrows, and then she hit her with all this blood, and like, holy crap! Like, where? This is so far beyond what I know, Garrett. I don't know if I can do this.
Hey! That sounds crazy, man. I don't know any of these people either. I don't know what I'm doing here. I mean, I'm here just trying to figure things out like you are. How about this? How about we kind of keep an eye out for each other? Since I don't know anybody, you don't know anybody. You kind of fill me in what's going on, and I'll fill you in what's going on.
That sounds great. I mean, everyone could use a friend. I really appreciate you. I will also tell you, the blonde girl is now watched both of you. She is giving you and Jordy that same look of, I know you. I know that you're here and you're supposed to be here, and I'm watching what you're doing.
Her name's Regina George.
I asked Jordy, I was like, hey, have you met any of these people yet? Like have you talked to anyone yet?
Well, I think these people really know magic. I just don't even. I just want to keep my head down. I don't want to make no trouble. I mean, if that's what you never know who's who knows you and who doesn't know you. I just want to come here and I just want to do my best and I want to study. I just don't want any trouble.
Okay, well, how about this? I'll meet people. I'll talk to people. I'll make some connections. You be you, but kind of just like take notice to what's going around and how people are acting. Like we want to get a lay of the land and try to learn who's around us. So just let me know what you notice, what you hear.
Okay. That sounds like a good plan. I appreciate that. I really do appreciate all you've done for me. I don't know that I would have made it this far without you.
I again, very like expressively, just like give him a big hug, pat him on the back, like, so great to see you, buddy. And then I step away from him and kind of start to mingle with the rest of the people around.
As one other person, just nondescript person, arrives behind you, the doors to the biblioplex, two giant, beautiful, ornate doors open, and let's see, I'm going to fast forward here just a little bit. This woman comes out. She is a gray elf. She has a rockin' bod. I mean, supermodel, and she is in a full kind of steel-colored catsuit. Very Catwoman, high-heeled boots, rings and bangles on that do not look decorative. They are clearly functional, very likely magical. Her hair's kind of done in a 1940s kind of pin-up, like it's very smooth, kind of curled under, not a hair out of place. While her body is like 25 years old, her face is 90. Wrinkles, aged, but her eyes give away she is sharp. And she comes out, she has kind of a partial cape. You do recognize her. And this commanding voice addresses the group of you all. And she stands there, arms at her side, and she kind of nods. She's like, we're ready for you. Now, welcome to Strixhaven. Please join me. We are heading to the Hall of Oracles for your orientation. Proceed. And she turns around as if this is not a discussion and it is not time for questions, and she starts walking back into the biblioplex. Groups of people, some of whom are a little more enthusiastic than others, just to have somebody in charge give some directions. Jaxie would be one of the first, the Dragonborn with the Mennonite garb. And you as a throng begin to enter. Once you step inside, the room is huge. I mean, the ceilings are 60, 70 feet high. There are just racks of books everywhere. And they are not arranged in any logical kind of rows. You see very small books in very small bookshelves. You see large tomes. You see things that are color-coded. You see students everywhere. There you see people studying at tables. You see a couple other people kind of conjuring illusions over on the other side. Big windows at the top of this room let in just rays of beautiful sunlight across the way. You see these mechanical, very robotic-looking creatures, automatons, with two giant wheels circling about. They are carrying trays of books all over the place, reshelving some, moving others, pushing carts. They're taller than humanoid, so they're probably 8 or 9 feet tall, but very nimble. Some of them have 3 or 4 mechanical hands that are they seem like the librarians of, at least the ones that are there to keep everything in order as you go around. The woman continues to lead you through, up a set of stairs, down a set of stairs, and you arrive in a circular room. Here we go. That is surrounded by pillars. It's kind of set in, you have to walk downstairs to get into what appears to be kind of a fishbowl. There's this giant kind of flat cauldron in the middle. Shining maybe 40 feet up in the air is this near blinding sphere of light. It looks like it's moving and undulating. It looks more like a knot than a sphere. And it is shining this beautiful white light all over the room. You see these floating spheres. Maybe they're decorative. Maybe they have a function, but all around the room. And you begin to, you see in there, while there were students in a lot of other places, there's a small handful of people here to greet you. And I will show you them now.
This is all within the bibliotheques.
So this is a place called the Hall of Oracles.
Okay.
It's in the very, very center of the biblioplex. You see this woman kind of step up to a podium. She is flanked by 3 figures. You see this very stately dragonborn man. You would know him probably as a white dragon, but he's got some scars on him, but he is swathed in these very regal robes. He's got, I think in Henry VIII's time it was called a collar, but it was kind of that wide set of medallions that kind of holds up a cloak. Do you know what I'm talking about? Very regal looking, standing there. You see the other 2 figures kind of giving him a little bit of deference. You see a man that has electric red eyes, very Henry Cavill in The Witcher look, but very polished. This very handsome, enchanting face. This kind of 1800s kind of brocade trench coat. This necklace with a blood red gem on it. You see some fangs kind of poking out of his upper lip up top.
Yeah.
And then you see the third character. He's kind of got the facial features and structure of a black man, but his skin is this dark purple. Both of his irises, whereas Obi's eyes are kind of a lighter lavender, these are a deep, intense, almost glowing purple. It's kind of got a sleeveless, very muscular. He's got a star. It doesn't, if it's a tattoo or a birthmark, it's kind of this oblong star over his left eye. That's kind of it's a little bit discolored, kind of a little bit goldish. And he's got all of these gold kind of celestial tattoos all around him. And he just sits there kind of with his arms crossed, kind of taking you all in. You also see a group of younger students that are lined up as well behind them, clearly kind of giving deference to them. You see a human, question mark, girl with kind of dishwater blonde hair swept over to his side. She's completely missing her left eye. And as you all walk in, you see her holding out her hand. And just kind of moving it back and forth. It has a triangle tattoo with a kind of an eyeball. A very simple kind of tattoo in the middle of her palm as you all are seeing it. You see this stunningly beautiful elven young woman, long platinum blonde hair that is very tangled, Rapunzel tangled, long cascading braid, down her back with a bright red rose at the base of her neck. She's kind of neck to toe in this beautiful kind of red gold kind of form-fitting all the way to her sleeves, skirt to the floor, kind of dress. You see a young woman, a gnomish woman, so a little bit shorter, pink hair, goggles on her forehead, some armor, kind of a tool belt around her waist. Kind of darker, kind of a mixed race kind of colored skin. You see a dark-haired Asian-looking girl, dark circles, gothic kind of makeup, completely black, leather kind of bracers on her arms. You see bracers, they kind of have this dark acid green tinge around her hands. And And she also has a kind of a set of fangs that you can see just kind of poking through her kind of lips. And then lastly, you see a satyr. If you looked closely, you could probably piece together. They appear to be a trans male. So they still have kind of some feminine features, softer kind of feminine features in their face. What looked to be probably a strapped down chest, but some sparse facial hair, and kind of some musculature up top that seems to be bulking up a little bit. As you all arrive, you're kind of directed to stand kind of in a group facing the group. The elven woman that introduced you, that came in, kind of defers to this man over here. And forgive me, but I'm going to talk for a couple of minutes and give you some scripted things of what they tell you.
No, you don't.
That's on 9:30, right?
Yes,
okay,
you do.
so good. I think I've got
Yeah.
time.
Okay. Just checking.
In this kind of deep, barely echoing voice, he says, "Welcome to Strixhaven. I am Vicor Deepwell, Lorehold Professor of Chaos." He looks over his shoulder, and the student girl that has the one eye looks over at him, and she cocks her head and points her hand directly at the blonde girl that was giving, was it Garrett?
Yes.
Some eyes. The elven woman, the oldish elven woman, steps forward, looking directly at this girl, and she says, "Mr. Sirs, while we appreciate your shape-changing ability, we expect all students in formal classroom and school functions to present themselves in their regular form." You see, as all attention kind of turns to this plain, beautiful blonde girl, kind of this look of shit. And you see them shape change back to the form of a man, a young man, short, white hair, white, almost nearly like husky, white, ice blue eyes. Garrett, you would recognize him immediately as Sirs. The woman steps back, and Vicor, Professor Deepwell, continues. You've been recruited from across the plains because of your magical prowess. You are not any run-of-the-mill mages. Each of you possesses something special. Excuse me. Strixhaven is the greatest school of magic in the known multiverse, and it is expected that each new class of recruits adds to our knowledge and our reputation. Before you hear from my esteemed colleagues and our revered chancellor, I will leave you with a few nuggets of wisdom. We know more of the mysteries of the multiverse than any community in history. And yet, the mysteries even within our own walls still lack explanation and need answers. The magic of the weave is infinite, and you would do well to respect it. Above you sits a snarl, a tangle in the weave caused by a manifestation of immense power. Legend tells us that the unholy union of the benevolent dragon god Bahamut and the malevolent dragon goddess Tiamat occurred on this very spot, birthing the 5 founder dragons, our very patrons. The snarl itself makes magic extreme and unpredictable here. I will demonstrate. You see him cast and utter some arcane words, and he casts the spell Pyrotechnics. And you see around the room these fireworks kind of go off that are bright and catch you a little bit off guard. You see a set of bright purple wings fling out from behind him, and you see him 1, 2, 3 flap up. And as he nears the snarl itself, you see him get within 5 feet of it, and you see him again utter the same exact incantation. I need you to all make a Constitution saving throw.
Oof.
Oh, long time.
Oh, I should actually use my...
Just tell me if anybody rolled less than 10.
Okay. No.
No.
Brian Shelby, you good?
We're good.
We're good.
Okay. It is 10 times more powerful than what you just saw. I mean, the entire room glows a blinding, colorful light. It is so loud. I mean, you see most of your classmates cover their ears. It is deafening. Had you failed that, it would have been so loud you would have taken damage. He cast the same spell at the same level. He just was closer to the snarl. You see him gracefully kind of make his way down, and he looks back up, and he says, the snarl is what powers all of Strixhaven. Its magical ability is nearly infinite. We don't know how or why they are caused, only that significant acts and significant acts of power can disrupt the weave to this degree. Strixhaven was formed and birthed on this very site for this reason. This snarl, to our knowledge, is one of the only ones in verified existence. Another feature that you may see on the grounds of Strixhaven is the star arches. Above this very building, you see the floating boulders of the Dawn Bow, the largest in recorded history. It is here where our benefactors, the fine founders, were born, changing the very course of history. These and many other mysteries like that are still unknown to us. It is what spurs us on. It is what drives us. Don't be afraid of the mysteries. Embrace them, but proceed cautiously, but proceed nonetheless. Remember, there is always a solution, and remember, you need not always feel obligated to seek it alone. He steps back, nods. The vampiric man steps up. Where Vicor has been very somber and kind of almost foreboding and serious, the personality switch could not be more different. You see this charming charisma step up to this podium. And as a matter of fact, he stands up, looks at it, and then he steps around it to be closer to all of you. He goes, "My dear children, what a truly marvelous event it is to see all of you here. What excitement you must be feeling. What anticipation and anxiety must vibrate within your very blood. My name is Casimir von Morak, professor of the profane in the College of Silverquill."
Is he the vampire-looking guy?
Yes.
Can we see a picture of him?
Yes, you can.
Profane.
Can we spell stuff? We'll say that.
There's Sirs. Sorry. Okay, I forgot I had that in there. That's what the blonde girl turns into. That's what Sirs looks like.
Oh, yeah.
Here, I'm sorry I'm having to go back and forth here quickly. Professor Casimir von Morak, professor of the profane in the College of Silverquill. Here you will learn the very origins of your powers, whether they are bestowed upon you by the gods themselves, or whether the weave has simply called to you, plucking you out of obscurity and marking you for greatness. We should clarify this point. You are not full students yet. Your acceptance at this institution is contingent on participating in 5 trials, one hosted by each of our 5 colleges. You will participate in these trials over the next 5 days, and you will be observed by our deans and our professors to see what something special you have within you. The deans of each of these colleges have designed these trials to test your wits and to teach each of you the points of balance in their respective philosophies. A small word of advice: the trials are not testing your proficiency in magic. You have a lifetime to learn that. Show us what you're made of. Earn your space here. To be accepted as a full student, you must be invited by one of the colleges. So I encourage you to show us what you can do. You see this most of the crowd has just become enamored, enchanted with this inspiration. You see kind of a look of fear. Brian, Garrett would see Jordy kind of start to take a deep breath, like, oh my God. While he doesn't say anything out loud, you can sense that he just got really nervous.
Wait, is it Garrett or Garrett?
Garrett.
Garrett.
Oh,
2 R's, 2
Garrett?
T's.
That feels like more your vibe, honestly, but okay.
Garrett does nothing because
Okay.
Garrett is also trying to hold back his anxiousness.
Hold back a little peek.
The last to step up of the professors is the older woman. She says, "Good morning. I am Dean Pelanistra Tlanier. I am Dean of Theory at the College of Quandrix. As my esteemed colleagues have said, before you lies a great path few have had the privilege to travel. Strixhaven lies in a precise and precarious equilibrium. You are now part of maintaining the living organism that we are maintaining. And I expect each of you to rise above your primal instincts for mere survival and seek to peer off the cliffs of the unknown hand in hand. For alone you will fall. Together we may fly. The magic you will be taught and that which you may explore is dangerous. 10% of you will die at least once while you were here at Strixhaven. And at least 1% of the student body is irretrievable. Every year. Yes? Mr. Gruber.
Pardon me, ma'am, but you said die more than once?
Yes, each of you will be equipped with a cloak. We have found that exploring these magics can often be quite a burden. You will be given one free Revivify in your school cloaks that will revive you. Beyond that, though, you are on your own. A resurrection spell is very expensive. If you would like, you can put one on file with the necessary requirements if you would like to do so with the registrar. But I will tell you, I'm getting ahead of myself. Resurrections are costly, and our treaty with the underworld restricts our retrieval efforts to a minimum. The evocation magics you will learn can be deadly. It is against school policy to knowingly kill another student or staff member of Strixhaven. Subjects or targets to practice such magic will be provided to you in designated spaces. I will also tell you the use of a wish spell is forbidden on school campus. The reparations needed for such magic is too labor-intensive and is too disruptive to our ongoing academics. Any student found to have used a wish spell will be expelled.
Unless you wish not to get expelled. I didn't say that out loud.
I was like that later.
I will also tell you Strixhaven has many crossover points to locations across the multiverse. Any found items of great power must be turned in to Professor Yelvindavo of Lorehold for inspection and analysis before determining who may receive full guardianship of said items.
We're not giving you the firebolt, Professor McGonagall. We're keeping it.
Do you say that out loud?
To Professor
He's
McGonagall.
Above table, right? The
I
fireball.
think Harry Potter exists
Yes.
in the same universe, so no.
I leave you with this. Focus. Pay attention. Think outrageous thoughts and seek impossible solutions to the mysteries that you encounter. Mysteries are simply knowledge that we have not yet learned. She steps back confidently before she steps back, she says, "And now I am pleased to introduce our esteemed Chancellor, the reigning voice of the Oracle, and the leader of our college, currently Chancellor Ildrix Kimbatul. Oh, here we go. The RAs, the five... Oh, I was like, what just happened? The 5 students that have been watching almost instinctively start to clap, which sounds very odd as none of the rest of you all really know too. You kind of see a couple of other fellow students start to clap. The Chancellor steps up, kind of overseeing, kind of ignoring that, in a very deep, thunderous kind of voice. Thank you, Dean Tlanier and professors. A special welcome to our dignitaries present, Maharaj Kumar Rampart, Suvij, and Prince Bracken of Orchidshire. We are pleased to have you joining our ranks, and we send a special greetings to your respective families. My dear children, today is an auspicious beginning for us all. Today you will take up the mantle of generations before you, who have studied, practiced, and learned the magical arts, stretching the very boundaries of what is possible. Our 5 esteemed founders each explored a different facet of magic, reaching to the far extremes and yet challenging us all to strive for balance. This university takes very seriously our deep commitment to exploring magic without prejudice. Our beloved reigning oracle, Jadzi, sends her charge to you all to rise to the top. The Oracle is the most powerful mage in the known multiverse and is chosen ceremoniously by the founders themselves. As she explores the vast unknown, seeking new questions, discovering new horizons, seeking new alliances, parlaying with yet undiscovered planes, she represents the best of us all. Garrett, beside you, you see Jordy has started to start to breathe a little heavier, and all of a sudden, interrupting the Chancellor, Jordy beside you steps forward, and as his voice cracks, he raises his hand and he says, Your Majesty, Jordy Knackles, sir, I apologize for this interruption, but you see, my family is imprisoned by the archdevil Asmodeus, and I was just thinking, you all being as powerful as you are, that maybe you could come help me rescue them. The Chancellor is caught off guard, but seems kind of amused a little bit by the interruption, kind of welcoming a little bit of the back and forth. Mr. Knuckles, I admire your candor, and I thank you for bringing us to an important question for us to answer. Strixhaven is a school of magic. Our mission is to explore, catalog, and expand our knowledge of what is possible. To achieve and maintain such ends, we are required, as Dean Tlanier just so eloquently put, to live in balance. All staff of Strixhaven solemnly swear to not intervene in mundane affairs. Many
You just called your family mundane. You gonna let that happen?
He didn't call my family mundane. He called Jordy's family mundane.
Never mind then.
Many here are mortal enemies outside of this pact, and to perpetuate the study of all magics, a truce must be maintained without exception. All of a sudden, a flurry of questions come from the group. Jaxie, the Dragonborn Mennonite, raises her hand and in a commanding voice says, "Does that not make you culpable in any number of atrocities in the world? You allow demons, succubi, and all manner of evil to persist. Don't you then become responsible for acts of evil done by those you teach in the real world?" The Chancellor responds, "Do any of you speak Draconic, out of curiosity?" So you would see him, he addresses her with the Draconic word for little girl, or little child. And he says kind of kindly in responding common, "There are a great many things about the world that you do not yet know This young guy here, the skinny guy with glasses, speaks up, raises his hand. Does Strixhaven do anything to arm the mundane individuals of the world with magical protection? Lorraine, the green-haired girl, pipes up. Is it true that Belados Witherbloom verified the existence of the negative plane?
Oh my gosh.
The piratey girl, Caraway, in the middle. When are the founders expected at Strixhaven next? And you see Rampart pipe up at the end. My mommy said that I could room with Mecklin. The Chancellor gets kind of a grandfatherly grin on his face, looking at the group. He says, children, I know that there are many questions, and they will all be answered in time. For now, suffice it to say that we, interrupting him, all of the doors around the Hall of Oracles slam at once. None of you have noticed that entering stealthily through the doors all around the place are hooded figures. And these kind of diamond-shaped machines that have floated into the center of the room. You begin to hear spells go off around the room. Let me show you what they look like, and then I will show you the room. The figures are hooded in a way that it's not just like their faces are shrouded. It's like inside the hood is magically dark. Like you couldn't see facial features if you wanted to. I will let you, as we kind of go into these next couple steps, decide how much you want to look at, but I do need you all to roll initiative. I say that because something hostile has happened, not because you have decided to fight. I want to be very clear about that. Does that make sense? So I do need to know what you roll, but I am going to switch us over here to a different screen.
Did Varric ask a question?
Yes. Varric wanted to know if the mundane, so the non-magical people in the world, if Strixhaven committed to try to provide them any protection.
They don't.
I really hope I remembered to create this battle map. I did, yay. All right, if you would like to go to D&D Beyond, you are welcome to, because you will be on there. I will tell you, I cannot put a lot of the other features I used to be able to put on PowerPoint on here. But can you tell me your initiative rolls real quick?
I got a 16.
I got a 15.
21.
Whoa.
What's your name? Obi.
Yeah.
I'm 9.
How do you get to the...
What did you guys get
I
for
don't
initiative?
remember.
6.
13.
Do your character on website.
Karen, Jacqueline.
I don't see.
I don't see it anymore. It used to be under the settings wheel.
Did you go to the view my character on the website?
Oh,
Yeah.
I can't
How
use
do you
the
get-
app.
You can use that. Hit the
Right here.
Yeah, it's not there anymore.
go to that here.
That's not what I
It
wanted.
should be at the very bottom.
Oh, that's what
Go to your
it was.
menu. Your red. Yeah,
Got
at
it.
the very bottom you should see.
There we go, and then hit the play.
Yeah.
Yep, and you should see it show up.
Dun dun dun.
4 kids.
Can you run us through that? How do we?
So hit like the button.
So go to your menu. Yeah, the tic-tac-toe board, the red squares. If you're on your character,
Okay.
and at
Yeah.
the very bottom it should say "View my character" on the website.
It says edit character on website, but yeah.
No. Okay, try that. And then next to your, like where it says campaign Strixhaven, there should be a triangle, a play button.
Yeah, it's kind of at the top.
It's really okay. What's that?
Okay.
Did it
and then-
load for you?
Yeah, it just opened up my character on the website, and then
Yeah.
where do I go?
So look at where it says campaign Strixhaven. See, there's a little play button right next to it.
On the right-hand side, I think.
Yeah, it's kind of
Oh,
at
yeah.
the top. Yeah.
Took me a while to find this, but yeah.
Oh, I'm there. Cool.
Okay. So
wanna move all
I
the
am not. I
monsters.
did not put on this map the 40 other students. All right. I also I did put the Professor Pelanistra on here. Casimir is on here. Vicor is on here. And then the RAs are here as well. You see, before any of you can do anything, you see a spell cast and a wall of invisible force separates all of you from the Chancellor and the staff. It goes 30 feet in the air, and it kind of goes almost the length of the room. Two characters, whoosh, Misty Step, and grab the Chancellor, Misty Step again, and get him to the other side of the room. And you see these machines go from this diagonal shape into these kind of grotesque scorpion-looking things. Two of them are focused on the two figures that are holding the Chancellor. Two of them are focused on the staff, and one of them is focused on all of you. This thing is probably 16 to 18 feet tall, like sharp jaws, stingers, kind of a scorpion tail kind of deal. And you see mages kind of everywhere, some of which are starting to lock the doors magically, and some that are kind of readying spells to see kind of what happens. And before we jump into initiative, there's one particular shrouded figure that steps up to address everybody. I'll let him say his piece, and then you can all decide how you want to react. Does that make sense? You hear this muffled voice come from inside, and it seems to be addressing the room. And the voice says, "We are the Auric. We are here because power must be held accountable. We mean you no harm, but accountability has gone unchecked and undelivered far, far too long. The Auric are not here for violence unless justice and violence are required for one another. Our dear Chancellor has much to answer for. He looks, as far as you can tell, like where the face would be, looks at the three professors, almost kind of daring them to do anything. And you'll remember the Chancellor just said the staff are forbidden to get involved unless it's in self-defense, or I should have said that, unless it's in self-defense, or if Strixhaven itself is going to cease to exist. Right?
I doubt he would get much more than that, because the second I heard Auric, we are the Auric, I would have yelled out, "Keep working, and maybe you'll make a good entrance someday," and cast Vicious Mockery.
Okay.
He needs a wisdom saving throw.
You were first, too. All right. So Vicious Mockery on the
dude.
on the dude there. He saves with a 25.
Yeah. Yep. No damage.
He looks over at you, or the face turns back to you, intrigued. Does Vicious Mockery require line of sight? Because you are behind a force shield, which technically...
It's as long as I can see.
Okay.
That's all it says.
As long as you can see them.
Yeah. And hear me. Understand.
I think, it's Vicious Mockery. I'm not gonna spend a lot of time on this.
Okay.
Let's see what happens. Indigo, what would you do? You can choose to hold an action. You can choose to do nothing. You can choose to move and get to You can try to take cover. What would you like?
I'm trying to see this a little better.
Here, actually, I can blow it
Yeah,
up.
we're all kind of like down here.
So you're all down here. The wall of force is basically right here between you all. This is the character. Whoops. This is the guy that just addressed you. And the Chancellor has been moved over here and is being held by these creatures, by these characters.
I'm gonna hold action in case, unless he starts attacking
Attacking who? Anybody? Or you?
any of the students.
If the students are attacked, what are you going to hold?
I don't know what
Right.
Why do I have so much initiative, Jimmy? Why did my initiative just go to +2? Oh, I'm on Amelia.
Oh, there it is.
I just got to it.
I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. I do that with advantage, by the way.
Okay? It is a spell, magical effect, right?
What specific
Hold
wisdom? I have
firebolt.
advantage on wisdom saves.
Great.
Well, there we go. Oh, damn! Me and my big talk. All of 7.
The spell Hold Person has been cast on you. Delta, with your passive perception, which you're going to have to remind me a lot, you see everything. I mean,
Yes.
your passive perception is very high. You would have seen this character down here cast a spell against Ovi. While they look identical in garb and kind of the black face, sorry, that's a terrible way to say that. Shadowed face, darkness face. You do see this is a bulky person, and you do see kind of 2 horns poking out of their hood. It is your turn.
So if I notice that, I don't want to do anything.
You seize up as the Hold Person spell
so
is
I
locked on you.
I see them do that to him. I cast. Oh, I don't know.
Does that count as an attack? Him doing the hold thing? But I don't see it. Do I see it?
Make a perception check. There's a lot going on right now. It counts as it's not an attack. It is a spell that is cast on him. Because it's not an attack roll.
I don't think I would do the firebolt then.
I think Delta's a little wigged out about the speech that was given about how we can't attack.
About how what?
Wasn't there who said that we shouldn't attack?
The professors can't intervene. You can do whatever you want.
You can't intentionally harm students
can't
or
kill
professors. You can't kill
another student.
Another student or professor. That's
Okay. Then I would do Thorn Whip.
Okay, who are you aiming for?
I'm aiming for the guy I saw attack Obi.
Okay, so make an attack. You would also notice that Jaxie seems strangely intrigued by what was just said. The idea of holding power
Yeah, I thought some of
accountable,
those people
like
would.
while what's happening feels violent, that is a message she could get behind.
1,000% saw that.
Okay. I got a 15.
That hits.
Cool. Do they have eyes?
You can't see anything. It is magically shrouded inside there.
5.
Okay, so as you fling this whip out of your hand, kind of materializing, it wraps around, like it smacks them, and does that.
And I say, leave us alone.
You begin to see other people begin to get involved. You see fists light on fire from around the room. You see some kind of some lightning start to crackle around someone's waist, kind of curling up to their hands as they get ready. You see the character in the middle. It's Hattie's turn next. Nothing happens. We're going to go ahead and let Hattie go.
I'm just gonna turn invisible and mind my own fucking business. Thank you.
Okay, sounds good. You hear the voice in the middle like, don't harm the students. They have a right to know and a right to choose. So you see a lot of attacks readied. But you do hear Jordy. Jordy steps up. And in an uncharacteristic kind of courageous kind of move, he says, told us to be brave, like we're gonna be, and let him go. And you see this just like confidence start to kind of come over his face. And you see this this character, the head, turn and look straight at him. It is Garrett's turn, or Macklin's turn, and then Garrett.
10 minutes.
Okay.
Your boy's about to die on sight.
You didn't even get your cloak yet.
Macklin would like to go try to reach like through the force field, see like if he can like interact with it.
You cannot at all. It is stronger than steel.
Hard to see a little bit. Take 1 damage.
Yeah.
I would like to yell to Professor Deepwell and say, what's happening? What is all this? Do you need me to help? Is this part of it? What is happening?
Okay. We'll see what he does. Garrett.
Garrett,
Just love that name, by the way.
Garrett jumps up and grabs Jordy and like pulls him back and is like, let's get the fuck out of here, like, and tries to like pull him back and take him to like a hiding spot because Garrett's trying to hide.
Okay, so a couple of things are happening as all of this is happening. As Jordy makes his big statement, you know that the main Auric dude just said, don't hurt the kids, but then Jordy challenged him. This very abnormally tall Auric mage over here fires you see, it's almost like they couldn't help it, a lightning lure basically at Jordy. Delta, you are the only one that notices this. The spell stops and fizzles out midway before it can hit Jordy. And it's almost like this is happening simultaneously to Garrett pulling him back. You notice that Pelanistra, the old elf mage, has very subtly cast Counterspell.
Nice.
Against that mage, forcing it to fail. Vicor and Casimir have both noticed, and you notice both of them like,
She intervened.
she just broke the rules. All right?
We're like guidelines.
Yeah.
The Auric mage
break the rules and break the rules.
grabs, does this kind of motion with his fist, and you see everybody start to run towards the Chancellor. You see all of the big mage hunters begin to back up and slowly turn into their diamond shape again. And then in a moment, as soon as the lead guy is the last one to get there, as he's walking backwards towards the group that's now coalesced right there at the Chancellor, who seems to have been magically gagged and unable to kind of get off any magic. And he yells back at the group, the Auric are here, and the Auric are everywhere. Justice or chaos. And then he teleports everybody off site, and everybody leaves. The force wall drops, and the room goes back to what you would recognize as normal. All the doors, whatever magic locks there, you see all of those magic fall. that mantra of justice or chaos ringing in the ether as the room begins to collect itself.
I thought it'd be safer here.
They don't play.
Pelanistra, the dean of theory, steps up and takes command of the situation. And she looks at the group and she says, students, we will continue on as planned with your first trial tomorrow morning. The events that you have just experienced will get dealt with by the proper authorities. I apologize if you were afraid. I am glad that none of you were injured in the process. You can trust that we will begin the process of finding the chancellor and restoring order to our school. Tomorrow morning you will report to Lorehold campus. You will meet the deans and the professors for your first trial. I wish you the best of luck. And I challenge you again, you need not do any of this alone. And you are all dismissed and led out by the RAs to the Biblioplex Central. The last thing we're going to do, because we've got 3 minutes left, is I want to have a little fun. I want you to each roll a d20, and that is going to determine who your roommate is going to be for this next week during the trials.
Gosh.
So I have
If it's Rampart, man.
I have all of you assigned a number, including you. You could room with one another. I have to
Do it
find.
yourself. Like, sorry, my roommate didn't show up. That's me.
Let's see here. Where did I put that?
Fingers.
Pre-character notes.
Big bucks, no whammies, no whammies.
Notes. Oh, come on.
What's
where
the
is
name of
this?
the hot fairy?
Bracken.
Bracken. Okay.
Let's get cracking with Kraken.
Fairy. Oh, I love it.
There's
Are
technically
there
so
ugly
many
There's so
fairies?
many hot
Okay.
fairies. So many.
hot fairies in this.
Jimmy, why does AI make everyone so fucking hot?
I mean, it is almost porn level hot, right? That beam generator, man. Oh my gosh, guys, I'm sorry. I
You
thought
know
I-
what's going to happen in
Mine
the
is
future,
blood
right?
fingers.
We're dangerously close to like some Rule 34 shenanigans.
Right. Well, increasingly, like, real live artists are going to go the other way and just draw everything ugly and caricatures. Like, that's going to be real art going forward.
Come on.
I could get back to like the Greek goddess bod.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah!
Ideal
Yes.
self, yeah.
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 And then we crossed to Renaissance, and it was just like King Henry, just looking like mashed potatoes.
All right, so I need to make sure that none of you rolled double. Sorry, I also did this incorrectly here. So can you tell me your just shout out your numbers?
6.
So
5.
14.
Indigo 6, 14. What'd you say?
I got 14.
I got
You got
5. Macklin got 5.
5,
20.
20.
Ooh.
Patty,
You're gonna get the best.
I feel like you get your own number at that point. You
12, and Garrett.
1.
1.
Wow.
Okay.
You don't go to college here anymore. You have no room.
He doesn't even go here.
Yeah.
It doesn't even go. Your roommate only farts.
Only.
Your roommate is a fart.
That's his magic.
A sentient fart.
Oh.
When he talks, just
Y'all, I'm excited for this.
It's gonna be fun.
Me too.
Wait, are you going to tell us the results?
Yes, I am.
He's
I realized I had them
processing.
written down incorrectly. I'm sorry. Give me one. There it is. Okay. Who am I missing? Okay. All right. So here we go. Number 6. Oh my God! Are you kidding me? Javidash was number 6. Javi the Owlin
oh no!
enemy. Hey, I had it here.
I literally wrote down your arch nemesis.
We will see how that pans out next session. Number 5. Actually, you rolled yourself. So can you re-roll?
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Single room.
Yeah, right? I should have said that.
14, that's she already has.
Actually, I had an extra. There's 21 named students. So since you rolled yourself, I'll say that you actually got the one I took out. You are rooming with it's a co-ed dorm, with the purple-haired tiefling. Her name is Moxie.
Moxie.
Delta 14. Oh my God, are you kidding me?
Oh.
You're rooming with Halfling Blood Girl.
Oh no!
No!
I had it down here.
Oh my God!
She's gonna be too dumb to know you're not the right one.
Her name is...
Fuck.
Yeah, first of all, we're going to start next session with us talking about the twins, all right? Her name is Kithri, Kithri, Kithri Lee Gallo, Leagallow, Kithri Lee Gallo.
Fuck me.
Ovi gets to room with Bracken. How about that? This is working out better than I could have possibly hoped. Hattie, you are rooming with the angel boy, Olivan, with the prosthetic leg that knows indigo. The blonde
Ollie? Yeah.
And Ollie. Yep.
What's that professor up to? The lady with the long hair on one side and the shorter hair on the other? Is she?
Oh, she's an RA, so she's she's a class above you.
Okay, she's like good though. She doesn't need anybody in her room.
I
was gonna say.
You'll meet her tomorrow, and you can ask.
Okay,
And then Garrett, wait. How does this work? That doesn't work because Delta already has. You technically rolled Delta with one, but she already has a roommate. Unless y'all want to room together.
We want to we thruple up.
I mean, Delta is a fairy. They don't take up that
in
much
college
room.
they did have the quad rooms that were a little bit bigger, and there was 4-der room. And I don't know. I feel like Kithri is a liability at this point.
Okay, so the three of y'all want to room together?
Yep.
Okay,
Come
so
on
Garrett,
in, Garrett.
you are with
Two fairies.
a halfling blood girl and then a
blood.
fairy.
Halfling.
Just
Yeah.
easy to be a fairy.
That's true.
3.
I'm just gonna ask you one more time. Are you sure his name isn't Gareth?
No, it's not like fucking Drew's uncle.
Oh, Dennis.
Oh, Dennis. All right, folks. So happy session 1.
Thank
Lots
you,
of
Jimmy.
mysteries.
Jimmy.
Lots of stuff going on. We will reconvene next week, and we will figure out what's going on with some twin vibes and some roommates, and we will do your first trial at Lorehold. All right?
And twins.
Love it.